What's going on? Jocelyn McClellan here, and I'm so excited. I'm feeling like I am loving going live over here. I feel like I need to open this up with what I haven't done in all these years. I've just taken YouTube as a time to post these videos. So if you haven't seen my videos, I've been putting shorts on here. I actually have another page I was doing shorts on, and I decided, why do that? But I'm very, very excited for this. What we're talking about today. And I need to gather my things I wrote down. Where did I put the things? Oh, here they are. All right. I'm super excited though to do this because I think that for me, since I've been doing this for so long, I am so used to somebody coming in and just knowing what this palette means and just knowing all the things. And then they're like, holy crap, that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. And so today, what I want is for you to be able to take a full face of makeup and know that you can put it into one palette. So a full face of makeup into one palette is our goal. And that is the biggest goal that we've got going on today. So, I really, though, need your input. So I want to do something that is where you and I are chatting and you and I are talking about building, because summer is about to creep up onto us. And I feel like people's makeup game changes and how they wear their makeup and what they're looking for changes. And so this is what I need from you. In the comments, we're going to chit chat. I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to feel free to answer. And but what this answer is going to be is ways that I can teach you how to customize your palette so that all your makeup is into one compact as well. Because how I have mine set up, there's a huge chance that you're going to have nothing like that, or what your goals are and what your wants are. So for one person, their goals and wants are going to be to use foundation, contours, bronzers, lip and cheeks, illuminators, which are like what other people call highlighters, things like that. Like they want all of that. To another person, they're just super basic. They want one blush, they want one contour, they want one bronzer, they want just to put foundation color in a super key place that's basically simple and it's their under eyes and that's all they want. And then for another person, they want just eyeshadows. They want the eyeshadow game and they maybe want just a couple eyeshadows with something a little bit more for cheeks, and that's all they want. So because of that, we're going to build our compacts here on this live, and I'm going to teach you how to make your own personalized, your own customized makeup palette. Okay, are you ready? All right. So in the comments, tell me what you're looking for summer. What are the main things that you want to put into your compact? Because this is so cool. I'm going to grab a couple things while I'm waiting for these comments to pop up. Hopefully they do. In fact, okay, so bronzer and lip gloss, bronzer and lip gloss is what Becca, what's up, is what Becca put in there. So I put, what is it that you want in your makeup palette when it comes to your summer goals? So I'm going to show you something really quickly. Okay. I've got a couple things here. So one, I have this, and two, I have this. Okay. So within this, I have this makeup bag. Okay, so this is the type of makeup bag that yours possibly look like. But this was my makeup bag 6 years ago. Why I have kept it for all these years? No, I do not put it on my face, but I keep it as kind of a look of the things that I do and have. So this was my makeup bag though. Before this, I could not close the bag. So what I would do was when I was going on vacation, I would just take out the key ones that I knew I needed. And then I would put that into something else. But this was like, I'd always have to dig through this. So I want to show you a difference in things. So I need to come in here and I need to find my foundation. Okay, so, all right, here's my foundation. Okay, next I'm going to find, this is my powder. Then I need to find my eyeshadows that I want. So if I don't get the eyeshadow that I want firsthand, I've got to dig through here and find the other eyeshadows that I want. That wasn't that, but it was something that I know I need. Here's my eye primer. Okay. Here's an eyeshadow I know I want. Okay. You kind of get the drift. Like, you know how many things that I'm having to dig through to find what I want out of my makeup bag, okay? And a lot of people, how your makeup bag is, you either throw it in or you maybe have it set out specifically. You might have it in a specific container, stuff like that. But the moral to the story is I'm having to dig through my bag to find the key things that I want in my bag, and that takes time. The other thing is I can smell the makeup. That's weird. Okay, but instead, what I can do is have a full face of makeup right on here, and I'm going to show you how to build your customized palette. Okay, so your palette will come like this. They're saying, I custom color match you, and then you are going to order based off of those colors. And the custom color match link is just fitmissionmakeup.com. I'll put that. I'll put that right there. And then you, in the comments of that color match, you're going to put in your style of how you want to wear your makeup. Like, if you don't want foundation from Seint, like you don't want the foundation colors, you just want all the other things, you can put that in there too. And I can match you however you want. You just have to let me know how you want it, or just get color match for the whole thing and then buy as you wish. Okay. But right now, it's going to come like this. And then you're going to get your makeup that is going to come in a little guy like this. Look at the size. You're like, holy moly, what did I just do? That's teeny tiny, but it lasts you a really long time. It lasts you a long time. So your blushes are going to come like this, your foundation colors, which we call highlights, because it highlights your face. And we treat it like it's a 3D foundation, which is what Seint's makeup is. So when you hear 3D foundation, that's what it is, because we want you to be able to have your face be more dimensional. When you put an all over foundation color and you're like, it makes me washed out, or it won't stay on my cheeks well because you have redness on your cheeks and you just don't like it. That's why. Tasha says, I travel and would love to have a full face of makeup in one case. Well, girlfriend, that is amazing. I got you. And that's how it was for me. So I actually started wearing Seint because my husband worked so much. I never got to see him on weekends. Or I never got to see him ever. So on weekends, we would take just a couple days and go somewhere. So I would always just take a carry-on suitcase. Well, I'm trying to throw my clothes in there, and I have this big old this big old bag. And I'm like, surely there's got to be something more simpler than that. And then I got a call from my friend that Seint was going to do the artisan program. And she's like, I want you to be an artist with me. And I was like, I've never tried the product, and I don't like direct sales, blah. So I was like, I'm going to try this product. When I got it, I actually had just tried, I just switched desks and nothing's here yet. So I can't get things out easy, but I started off with the simple palette. So I started off with just 4 colors. So it just fit in here. I never use just 4 colors anymore because it has changed my life so much. So I just started off with the little guy, and I did 2 highlight colors, a contour, and a blush. Okay. So actually, maybe I did 1 highlight color. I think I did 1 highlight color, which was a mistake. I did because we matched me way too light. But I did 1 highlight color, a contour, a blush, and an illuminator. But it was awesome. I was like, hey, I can get behind this. Like, this is amazing. And so, but with Seint, like, you can go to where there's one that's 2 of these like this, that they come stacked. This is a great place to start too if you're starting. And so, but still that versus that, right? So your mains can go up here, and then your eyeshadows can go in here. Like, seriously, so cool. So, but then I got involved in it more, and I'm like, oh, I need the bigger palette because this is just too fun. Still to this day, I have so much fun putting it on. Hi, Tyler. What's up, girl? What's up? Heidi says she wants bronzer without over bronzing. I actually got something for you on that. Okay. So let's do this. Now we're going to, I'm going to show you how to build your customized palette, and we're going to do it based off of kind of what people are saying. Nobody's fully putting it out there like completely. Tasha says she wants to have a travel one, and she'd love to have a full face. So we can do full face. And then I'm actually going to build a couple different ones, but you're going to have to forgive me because I'm going to just use my makeup, which is used. And so it's going to look more used. Okay, unless I have, because I don't think I have one. Okay, this one's actually super smart. So, this is like I was showing you just this size, but it's doubled up. And in this one, we can take the colors and every now and then Seint comes out with blushes that are in the small size. Seriously brilliant. It's amazing. It's so helpful. But let's say in this one, we just want to bronze. Okay, so our goal is to bronze and our goal is to shine up our face. And our goal is to have just a couple eyeshadows. Okay, so our goal would be to brighten for this, or to bronze. So I'm actually going to throw in 2 different bronzers. I'm going to throw in one that is what somebody would not expect. And I'm going to throw in one that's just your normal bronzer. Okay. So this one just adds on a lot more warmth to the face than this, but because this one's my bronzer for darker complexions, but it's super cool. So we have that. Then we want to have a little bit of shine. So we're going to throw in what Seint calls an illuminator. So it's just like what everybody else calls a highlighter, but you can get them in a powder or you can get them in a cream, and see how it just adds that shine. So we're going to add that on there. And then you want to add a light, since our focus is bronzing. You want to add a light lip and cheek color, like something that is pretty basic. So I'm going to throw in the new color called Ibiza. So here's like our summer. So maybe you're putting on a BB cream for summer, and that's all. And then you want to bronze. Isn't that so cool? You can just build it up like that. And then let's say under here, you pick eyeshadows, just a basic neutral eyeshadow. So we're able to build your whole face into one compact using the Seint foundation, okay? Using the Seint Makeup. So that's kind of how you can easily do it. It's amazing. It's epic. And we're gonna piece this together and put it on. So before I start my makeup, this is where you're gonna get the longevity in your makeup. It's so helpful. It's so awesome. Okay. So how many of you want your makeup to stay on all day and not have to worry about it? Like everybody? Everybody? So this is how we're gonna do that. I am going to put on, so there's this thing that I learned that I didn't know I was gonna learn. So actually, I'm gonna do this. I went in with the intentions to study out sunscreens. And if you've seen me talk about this a time or two, you've heard me say it. But I went in with the intentions to study about sunscreens, but not the intentions to take away from primers and any of that. I started studying sunscreens more, and I started realizing, like, oh my gosh, all these years, I'm putting on a sunscreen that I kind of makes me resent sunscreen, right? Like it doesn't do anything for me. It works against me. So put in the comments what your skin type is. And have you noticed that your T-zone is different than maybe your under eyes? Or you have areas that get oily, but not other areas. Okay. So right now, what I just did, if you saw me do that, that's not just where I'm putting sunscreen. That's where I put my sunscreen for having I have really textured skin. Really textured skin. It has a tendency to go more dry there. But everywhere else, I get an oily T-zone. And since I get an oily T-zone, then if I used a hydrating sunscreen for the rest of my face, what's going to happen to my makeup? It's not going to stay, right? So I have nothing on my face besides how I took care of my skin before. And now I'm going to take a sunscreen that is for oily skin, that's better for oily skin, and I'm going to put it all through here the rest of my face. I use sunscreens. I do want my makeup to last. So a sunscreen is not created equal. Sunscreens are so different, it's not even funny. When your girlfriend even says, this is a great brand of sunscreen, you can't even listen to her. Do you know why? Because there is a really high chance that you guys do not have the same skin type. And so a brand that can be awesome, Supergoop, La Roche-Posay, la. I'm brain farting right now. Charlotte Tilbury, some Asian ones. This is Ever Eden. It's not going to be the same for you. So I went out and like studied probably 30 different sunscreens. And I started putting them on half my face, going to different parts of the country, traveling, sweating, cold weather, all the things, and realizing like, oh my gosh, this one works really good for oily skin. This one works for really good with dry skin. So I can't speak for every single sunscreen, but I'm in the midst of testing 3 sunscreens, and they both say that they're for oily skin. They're not working for oily skin. They're more for normal skin. But the only reason why I know this is because now I know what I know. So if you go to my guide, it's Fit Mission Makeup. So you know where you go to get color match, fitmissionmakeup.com. Well, do that, but then use the backsplash called blog. And when you go do that, you'll see my current sunscreen list. And I update those if I feel like one does a better job than the ones I already have. But it is a game changer with your makeup. So I don't prime now. And I don't use setting spray anymore. Occasionally, because of the sunscreens I'm testing, I'll put powder on after the fact, but that's as much as it goes. So for Maria, she says she has oily skin. Then what I would do, Maria, is in that blog, I have like 2 or 3 different kind of oily skin ones. I'd buy all 3. And I would test out which one, because like this is the Paula's Choice. This one's for oily skin. But it probably isn't for my oiliest of people. And my Panoxyl is another one. And then my Ren sunscreen is another one. And with oily skin sunscreen, the Ren and the Panoxyl, if you don't get it on your face fast, like get it moved around quickly, like if you take your time and do a couple spots here and then blend it out, you're not gonna like it. But if you get it moved onto your face quickly and then let it have time to sit and dry, then you're gonna love it that much more. Okay. Do you like the RFA Prime and Protect? I so do, but not for oily skin. For normal to dry skin, I like it. But I really do like it. In fact, it's right here. Ta-da! I really, really like it. Whoa. Okay, let's rock this out. We have built up a palette. I'm going to show you my all over palette that I have. This palette right here, like this is what I use for my whole face, but know this. If you are way more simple than this, don't let this get to you. But what we're going to do is, you know how I had to get out each individual thing? You're going to just imagine it goes and just pops right into that palette. Okay. So you won't see me have to dig through a bag. You won't see me have to do any of that when I get my makeup on. But how I also get my makeup on too, you're going to pay attention to how this flows. So I started wearing Seint 2 years ago and I love it. My downfall right now is Demi. I'm still trying to get the hang of it. It is a beast, but it is so worth it. Always do it in front of the mirror and know that it can change depending on the day too. Okay. It's a beast, but it is so worth it. So my palette consists of eyeshadows. Okay. So your palette can consist of eyeshadows. You can have just a couple eyeshadows. You can have a lot of eyeshadows. So what I do is if I know that I'm going to a simple, like I'm traveling to a simple place and I don't want to take everything with me, I will get a smaller palette from Seint. I'll have a smaller palette that I'll put eyeshadows in it that I know I just want just for that trip. If it's a trip that I know that I need to get ready a lot of times and I want to have a lot of different looks, I'll take my big one. I'll take this one. But if I know that I'm just going to a smaller place, I will take something more compact. So like when I go on my trip to the lake or like a weekend trip, I'll just take my smaller compact. Again, unless it's where I need to have all the blushes and stuff. So I can move my palette around however I see fit because they just pop in and out. It's like so handy. So it's always nice to have more than one palette too. And if you are somebody that you have more than one palette, Think of it like that. Like if you just want to have a couple eyeshadows in one, maybe have a couple blushes in one. The only thing that I recommend is don't mix your palette with a cream and a powder, because heaven forbid, if you drop this sucker, you're host, right? Because these palette, like if this broke, they'd break into all of your creams. So I always tell people, plan your palette out so that you can have the creams on one layer and the powder eyeshadow is on another. I'm still in love with Seint. Been using it since April 2019, and I can't imagine using anything else. I feel you completely. Like I've even tried to buy other things just so I'm gonna be like, Jocelyn, this ain't really that good. Like, is it really? I think the one downfall to Seint is people don't know how to use it. And I think that even when I see somebody's review of Seint Makeup, I just think that somebody doesn't know how to use it because it's a cream. So we're going to walk through that just a little bit with you as well so that you can kind of get a better handle on your makeup. And I'm just going to use where is my brush? I washed my brushes and I don't want to use a freshly washed one, but my lad does. How do I have like 10,000 spot brushes? There we go. And no other brush. Sorry about that. All right, let's rock this out so that you know how fast it is, okay? So eyeshadow. I am going to take a lighter color first and go all over the lid. I need to zoom in close. I'm going to come in closer. I can't zoom because I'm on my computer. So I'm going to come all over the lid with a lighter color. Okay, and you have to get it out onto the brow bone. So all the way, you can leave this like this for summer. You can be super basic with one color because it's a really pretty, you just want a color that goes to like 2 shades darker or a shade, but just a little bit darker than your natural. Okay, so that's our first thing. Next, I'm going to go in, I'm going to pick the color called Lullaby. Lullaby is an incredible color no matter if you like warm tones or cool tones. And I'm going to first focus it into the crease. So I'm just going to tap it right into that crease. And this one, again, you want an easier eye that's just 2 colors. Here you go. Chai and Lullaby, or Pup and Lullaby. Probably Pup if you like cool colors, and Chai if you like it a little warmer. Then I'm going to take this and dab this so it gets it out onto that brow bone just a little bit more. What eye primer do you use? So I use Sigma's. And the reason why is because Sigma's has color to it. So I can use it as like a color on its own. That's another easy thing for summer is if you just want to use the Sigma color. So the color Sorbet is the one that I have, but they don't make it anymore. So I've been linking. If you go to my Instagram and you go to my highlight bubble called Makeup Faves, I have a lot of the links in there from random companies. And the eye primer link is in there. And the color for that one is called Pink Champagne, I believe is what it's called. I'm so glad you said that I purchased Seint years ago to begin with. I got all of my items. I felt like I had to figure it out like math problems to put it on. I was discouraged completely, send it all back. You did? Oh, shoot. Well, girl, this is the one thing. Oh, Emily, hi. You love my new haircut and color. Thank you. Thank you. Then about a year later, I purchased again from you and finally got the hang of it. Absolutely love it. That makes me so happy. You helped me along and learning how to do my makeup at 40 years old. And I'm so grateful. Dude, you are so awesome. I'm so glad because that's what's so, it's crazy too. Because I think because it doesn't say Smashbox foundation, right? Like it's just like this open thing and you're like, okay, now what? But that's where I come into play. And here on YouTube, I have beginner tutorials. I have a walkthrough even with ordering the makeup. I have all of that, so you're taken care of. All right, I'm gonna hurry and put on an eyeliner, and we're just gonna go on through this. So with the eyeliner, I always work in sections. I never do like the eye as a whole. And you wanna have a brush on hand, because then if you flub, you can just blend it out and you have a soft lined eye. So if you use like the multitasker brush and see how it looks harsh right now. So check this out. See how that just looks so much softer? So if you mess it up, have it handy though. If you don't have it handy and it dries too quick, you're host. You are so host. Okay, so now we're gonna do, again, in sections, close to the lash line by writing part on the lashes. So it doesn't need to just stay up over the skin, right on part of the lashes. So I gotta know while I'm doing this, those of you who currently wear Seint in the summertime, do you literally change your makeup palette? Like, do you take your customized palette and you turn it into something in the summer? Or do you just leave it and you continue to wear your makeup the same exact way? Because I know so many people change how they wear makeup in the summer. I change how I wear it in the summer, but I don't change my compact, but I do change how I wear it. Okay, I do not have my eyelash curler with me. It is in my suitcase still, but that's okay. I'm testing out a new mascara. I never give you the names until I really think I like it, and I always give it a lot of time. Do you still like the flower eyeliner? Yes, that is the flower one. I just think for the price point and I just think it is so good. The price point and how well it works. Especially when I've compared it to others, I just think, why not? I think it does a great job. So I feel like I need my eyelash curler. These ladies just don't have a curl to them. And this is really throwing me off because I have a new desk right here. Brady redid he got a new desk and he was using mine that I was going to use because he needed more room. But it only has one tiny drawer, tiny, and it gets stuck. So I haven't moved the stuff over to it yet. Okay, you ready for this? Let's rock this out. I switched to brighter blushes and darker highlights when I'm darker. Oh, brighter blushes for the summer, yes. Wear the same if I'm traveling, but if I'm home, I usually wear a tinted sunscreen. I tried the Mandator Black line, and you like it? Ooh, good to know. I change how I wear it, but I don't change the palette I wear in summer. I got you. Totally got you. Yes. Okay, so eyes, super easy, super simple, super basic. Another link that you can go get on my Instagram page, or you can link it, or you can ask in the comments too. This is MAC's brow pen in the color Spiked, and I love this brow pen. I moved away from Glossier because Glossier was too inconsistent with their containers, because sometimes they worked really well and sometimes they didn't. Okay, let's see if we can get the makeup on my face in 3 minutes. I really want to get this rounded out. Okay, check this out. So a lot of people go in and apply their makeup like this. They go in and use this finger method where they just go around like that, okay? They come and they put it on like this, and then they go and they blend it out. Okay, I don't do that method because, one, it is super, the makeup itself is super concentrated. And so when you put a stream of it on, you really have to press hard to get it blended out well, okay? I have a sensitive face, so my skin is gonna turn red really, really easily. So if I'm blending like crazy, then my face is gonna turn red, and what's gonna happen is I'm gonna keep on applying more and more makeup because I think that the makeup isn't doing its job, but the makeup is. So right now what I'm doing is I'm adding bronzer to my face first, because what this allows is you to use less foundation, like far less, because when you see the warmth in your face, you're like, oh, I like you. You are taking care of me better than I thought you were. So, okay, so we get bronzer, and see how my face is so white right now because I have tanner on, but also I don't tan my face at all. So in the summer, when I build my customized palette, I have to make sure, that's why another reason why I like to have two when I built that up for you. That's another reason why I like to have two foundation or two different bronzers put into that. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So I like to have the two because that one only pulls me to a certain level. And this one is made for the warmer skin, but it does such a good job adding this like red warmth because this is actually made for Saint's tan ladies. It's a bronzer for your tan skin. This one's called Heat Waves. And so I like to incorporate heat waves. And somebody said when you over bronze, it's okay to over bronze on this part. So if you come in and you apply too much, one, it helps hide your texture in your skin. So it's awesome. But two, watch how I take care of this. Okay. In fact, I'm going to over bronze on purpose. Whoa. That's a little bit too much. Let's see here. Okay. What do you do if you get a tan? That's what's so awesome. So there's two things that can happen. Okay, we're like over bronzed galore. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down here. So if you get a tan with Saint, one, just get another color match. Just get another color match once you're tan. I'll be your artist if you don't have one. Okay, I put a little bit on my nose. We'll rub this out. So I look like poo, right? Like, what is she doing? But it's so awesome. It's so nice. Two, so you can get a new color match, but also when I color match you, see how I have three highlight colors? Unless you have super blue or green tones, that darkest color, like your color correcting color, can start to be used as your main color. It can just fade itself into it. And if it can't fully fade into it, do a dab of that color and a dab of this one, and you can just create your own color. It's so awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with a smaller brush, and I'm going to color correct minimally. Okay, see how you can barely see anything on my brush? I'm going to color correct minimally in stipples. So I'm just going to put that. So you know how I look like I was over bronze before? Well, what happens is if I just stipple, and I'm just doing quicker stipples. If I stipple this softly on it, see how it just smooths that out? But I barely had to do anything with my makeup, because that kind of helps set the stage in such a really, really awesome way. What was the brand of the brow pen used? MAC. And if you ever want links, just ask for the links in the comments and I'll get you those. Or you can go to my Instagram page as well. Okay, so to contour now, it's so simple. I'm just going to sweep this out and I'm going to go, see how I have that it's a stronger color there? I actually have melasma there. So I'm just going to put my contour where I'm making up for to balance it out. So I barely need any contour. And for summer, that's very helpful too. So again, here, I'm just putting it where I want to balance things out. And I have melasma on this side, so I have to actually skip places. And I have melasma that wraps up in here, but it's not right here. So I need that to look darker. So it just ties right in. And then you can go into your line here. So remember, warm the face up with your bronzer. Add contour minimally to just where you're filling in the blanks of where it's needed. Okay. And then take your foundation color. You're going to work with your color corrector first and color correct the areas that need it. So I did my nose. I did where I have textured skin. I'll do my chin. Okay. Then you can take your foundation color. This is what's so awesome with a cream foundation too, is that you can just do your under eyes if you want. You don't have to do your whole entire face. You literally can build this up how you want to build it up. So I'm going to come along my jawline. And I barely use any makeup. You can't see gobs of makeup on there. You don't want to see gobs. You literally think that you need more and you don't. Like, it's so helpful. I save my eyes for last so that the makeup is super quick. So I'm going to do a dab of my main and a dab of my brightening one. And my brightening one is just a couple shades lighter, and we're using it minimally. And I'm putting it just so I'm not putting it in the crease where you wrinkle the most. I'm putting it right on the bone. And then I'm coming, and then I'll come in with what's ever left and then bring it so we don't crease. If I have to color correct because I got too much going on, then I will do that. But this is for most people what you can get away with without color correcting if you're not somebody that has the dark under eyes. And I know there's people on here that do, but you're set there. And now I'm just going to line my lips with a contour or our suede lip liner. See, everything has been in one compact. I haven't had to put it down. So you have your customized palette for you, however you see fit, all in one. And it's a cream, so you use way less than you think you do. I'm going to put Renaissance. Renaissance is leaving if you're watching this live. If you're watching this way down the line, if you go to Shop Seint and you don't see it there, that's because it's gone. It's just a color of the season, a shade of the season, and then it's gone. Heat Wave is over your contouring. So I contoured with, I actually used suede lip liner, or not contoured, sorry. I bronzed with suede lip liner and Heat Waves. I put my compact back in a weird order, and so this actually goes below. This goes above. So I used suede lip liner first, and then I just went in with the Heat Wave and just kind of added in a tiny bit of more warmth. Okay. Then I went in with my contour and I touched just key places. The goal for contour is not to wear a ton. The goal for contour is just to create a shadow. Okay. And let me do this side because I never did. You know how I over bronzed? All you got to do is take one small dab of your foundation color and now press it over that, and the bronzer's still there, but it just gives you really awesome coverage. It's awesome. Okay, and then I am going to add blush, and then we're done. So I'll do the Renaissance again because it's so pretty. So again, you just barely see that blush on there, and I create a lift with it. I don't go straight back. And then we are done. Okay, for dry skin people. So if you have oily skin, don't apply moisturizer all over before applying Seint because this is a cream. So it's already going to hold in hydration. Liquids don't help hold in hydration. They just don't. That's why you see when people are doing liquid foundations, you see so much toner used ahead of time and so many other things that are needed to help lock in that hydration. Seint, you don't have to. Dry skin people, you're going to put it just where you're dry. Like you might feel that your whole face is dry, but it's at different levels. The one thing that I can teach you about your makeup is if you can get more familiar with it, like, okay, my makeup is my skin, not with your makeup, sorry, with your skin. Get more familiar with your skin. This is Sadie. I'm putting on over Renaissance because it's a gloss. It is a super like translucent color that's like just more so a gloss. It's not going to show up a ton on you. So it's perfect for summer. And then Ibiza again this one is perfect for summer because this one is so natural. I mean, that one can go, that's a great one. If you just want to bronze and wear a blush, bronzer and Ibiza is the winner. Okay. And then let's say you feel with your makeup that in the summertime, you get a little oily. Just take a little bit of powder and press it just where you get oily, but try to avoid this area right here. You want to try to avoid that area because you want that to keep its glow, especially summertime. You want to keep its glow. And that's all she wrote. So it truly is so simple. When I get teaching and talking, I kind of break it down a little more than I need to. But it is super simplified. Oily around the nose when you wake up. So make sure you're rinsing off your face for sure, right? But don't go and put moisturizer all over your whole entire face. So you'll want a sunscreen that is for oily skin. So you can get your hyaluronic acid to help you hydrate, because a lot of people, when they think they're oily, they don't hydrate, but really your skin needs it. So hydrate like crazy at night. Oily skin people really truly need to focus on hydrating, but in the day you're going to hydrate differently than at night. And then you're going to, comments are delayed. I know comments are delayed, and so it's making it hard. And then you're going to just apply your sunscreen for oily skin. It has to be for oily skin. I recommend following my guide, because I've been researching out more of other oily skin ones, and I'm like, this is better for just normal skin. This isn't like way good for oily skin. And so that one is super helpful. Go into my blog, fitmissionmakeup.com/blog, and then you can see my sunscreen guide. And then I think that's all. I accidentally got Aspen, and it's so ashy on me. So if you have an ashy contour, ashy's good. The problem, because ashy for contour is what we want. Okay. In the summertime, maybe do olive, so it isn't as ashy. But ashy is truly what we want with a contour. But the problem that people do is they're applying too much. So if you're going in with your contour and you're applying it with a thick brush, there's your problem. You need to go in with a small brush, and you need to just be to the point, tapping into what it is. But here's the other problem. Because you watch other people who do tutorials showing how dark contour is, like they wear a ton of contour, you think you need that much contour. We only need a shadow. We don't need a ton of contour. But that's where people make one of the biggest mess ups, is they're putting way too much contour on, or they think that they have to, when we just want that shadow right there under the cheekbone to help lift the face, to create more dimension, to add that dimension to the face. And the older that we get, the more contour is so helpful. But maybe you can warm it up just a little bit with like olive. But it's even awesome to do like a little bit of that of aspen and with a little bit of olive too, and kind of double them up just a bit in ways so they're kind of peeking through, and that's beautiful too. Okay. Any other questions for me? I love when you guys comment. It makes my heart so happy. I love when you comment so much. So my makeup game, I feel like, did change a little bit once I have gone darker. I do have to get in, like, do you change your makeup when you change your hair color? Yes. Do you need to change your foundation colors? No. You need to change, like, maybe how you wear your eyeshadow, maybe how you change up your liner just a little bit. That's going to shift, but your foundation colors aren't. The only time that your foundation colors are going to change is if you get more of a tan or you lose a tan. That's the only time. And then you're good for that. So if you need a custom color match, or if you haven't been color matched in a really long time, go to fitmissionmakeup.com. Once you are a customer of mine, you'll get an email from me. And in that email, it talks about the Fit Mission Makeup Masters page on Facebook. Join that. And if you're not on Facebook, maybe because you just don't want an account, create an account under your dog so that nobody knows that you're on there, and just utilize that for it. So I have troubleshooting guides that are specifically just for my customers. They're videos that are not found anywhere else. They're just specifically for my I like to call you clients. I say customers, but I like to call you clients, because I work one-on-one in email with people who email that they need help, that are my clients. So I have that. And then there's always a follow-up email as well, where you can get some guidance and help, and an email. In the email, it is a beginner video for you too. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being on here. My next one of these, I'm going to make it short and sweet and to the point. But I hoped, my goal was to show you how you can build your palette however the heck you want. When summer's coming, wait until you see my newsletter next week. My newsletter next week is just breaking down these compacts and simple things that you can do. I went in and grabbed my huge top favorites that I think are great to have depending on the different style of people. That's in my newsletter. If you want a link for my newsletter, put it in the comments that you want a link for the newsletter, or you can go to Instagram. I'm Jocelyn.McClellan on Instagram. You can follow me there. You can come and say hi. Go there, and in the link in my bio, there is a newsletter sign up that you can find me on over there too, okay? The new hair color. Oh, thank you so much. It's like a little bit of getting used to because I do have to shift my makeup a little bit, but I love it. I love it a lot. I think I'm going to reach out to Emily because I feel like the ends kind of went ashy, but my roots pulled super warm. So I'm going to test that out. Okay, take care. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.